Hey you guys, my name is Mal, my pronouns are they, them, and I am the founder of Proud Movement. If you don't know what Proud Movement is, it is an online fitness space for the queer and trans community and keen allies, specifically for folks who are getting gender-affirming top surgery. If you'd like to know more about Proud Movement, I'm going to put a lot of information in the description below, so feel free to check that out. If you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe to this channel so I can keep making educational content for you guys. The reason I'm so passionate about the top surgery community is because I went through the top surgery process myself, and I really felt the huge lack of resources available to me at the time, and it was a very kind of lonely experience. So I decided to kind of step into this role and fill that gap so that folks like you who are getting top surgery will feel less alone during this whole process. In today's video, we are going to go over 3 specific strengthening exercises that you should definitely do before gender affirming top surgery. But before we go over those 3 exercises, let's understand why strengthening before top surgery is important. Strengthening before top surgery isn't about being a bodybuilder. It's not about becoming the strongest human being and building the biggest muscles in the world. A bit goofy, you guys. Fair warning. Building functional strength in certain muscle groups pre-top surgery is going to make your recovery process a lot easier. And the reason why is because if you're physically stronger going into surgery, your body is generally more equipped and prepared to recover faster. Muscle strength supports your body for limited mobility during that initial post-op recovery. Also, good pre-op fitness can reduce complications such as infection, wound healing, and even blood clots. Another reason why strength work is important before top surgery is because it ensures that you're not starting from zero when you start your recovery or start physical therapy again. So now that we've gone over some reasons why strengthening before top surgery is so important, let's go over 3 key exercises that you should be focusing on before top surgery. Let's do it. All right, the next movement we're going to do is called the single arm dumbbell row. I love this movement because it helps improve strength through the lat muscle. It's also going to help improve strength in other muscles of the back and also within our arm. So we are going to set up for this exercise. You're going to need a few pieces of equipment. Now, the first one is a chair that you're going to have in front of you for stabilization. And then you're also going to need 1 dumbbell. Now, I'm going to start with rowing with my left hand. So to set up for this, I want to make sure that I set up in a split stance position. So if I'm rowing with my left hand, I want my left leg back, okay, and my right leg forward. Slight bend in the knees, my core is engaged, and then I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to place it on your chair in front of you. So you're maintaining a nice flat back when you do this movement. You're going to actively pull that shoulder blade down and then think about pulling the elbow back towards the hip, keeping the arm close to the rib cage. And as you bring that arm up, you want that elbow at about 90 degrees. A common thing I see in the gym is people coming here and then they start to try to add a tricep extension to it. Now, please don't do that. This exercise is way more challenging than it has to be. So pull that elbow back towards that hip, arm stays close to the rib cage, and I should feel some activation through this big back muscle and through my arm as well and through the core. So let's take that dumbbell here. First thing I'm going to do, pull that shoulder blade down and shoulder away from the ear. Pull that elbow back towards the hip. Keep the arm close to the rib cage. Squeeze and down. So all the way down. Shoulder blade pulled down and away from the ear. Pull that elbow back towards the hip. Arm stays close to the rib cage and slowly come down. Shoulder blade down, exhale, and slowly come down. Shoulder blade down. Good, really contract the back muscles as we bring that dumbbell close to our body. Stabilizing myself with that hand on that chair and within my feet. So the first thing I do is I set that shoulder blade down and then I pull that dumbbell up. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So nice work on that row. So I'm not going to row with my right hand. So my right foot is going to be back. Nice split stance position. Nice flat back. Core is engaged. Arm is nice and straight. Pull the shoulder blade down and pull that elbow back towards the hip. Arms close to the rib cage. Slowly come down. Slow and steady. Pull the shoulder blade down. Keep the arm close to the rib cage as you row it up. Should feel the back contract, creating that mind-body connection. Good. Okay, let's take a little rest here. Shake the arms out. Take a sip of water. Good. Should feel this in my arms as well, in the forearms. Whew. All right, now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, feel free to grab a heavier weight for the second round. So let's go back to the side we started with. So I'm setting up for myself. It's my left hand that is rowing, so left foot is back. Core is engaged. Taking my right hand, placing it in the chair in front of me for stabilization. My core is engaged. Pull the shoulder blade down. Keep the arm close to my rib cage. Shoulder blade down. Good. Now I don't need to bring my arm past my torso. Okay, some people, they think they need to row their arm way past the body, and you do not need to do this, okay? So you don't need to go past the body at all. And last one. Okay, nicely done. We got the other side to do now. So right hand for me, right foot back. Nice flat back, supporting myself with that hand on that bench. Pull the shoulder blade down and row. Keep that shoulder away from the ear. Let's do one more. Slow and steady, really feeling that contraction in that lat as we're holding that dumbbell up towards the body. All right, 2 rounds done. We have another round to go. We're doing great, you guys. We have 1 more round. If you need to take a longer rest in between, you are very welcome to do that. Just pause the video and resume when you feel ready. Okay, let's do this. So, split stance position, hand in front of me, supporting myself on that chair. Pull the shoulder blade down. Keep the arm nice and close to the rib cage. Pull down. Hold the top. Contract that lat. One more. All right. Last one, my friends. Whew, we got this. Good, keeping my hips square to the floor, my chest square to the floor, my core is engaged as I do this movement. Really taking my time with this movement. There's no need to rush any of this stuff in this program. Moving that shoulder blade down first, pull, hold, contract that muscle. Pull with that lat muscle. Hold, 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 and down. Nicely done, my friends. That is the single arm dumbbell row. You did great. All right, we're now gonna move into our dumbbell chest fly. Now, this exercise is really good for building strength in the chest muscles. It's also really good at building up some bicep strength. This movement is just really, really good for your upper body health. Now, if you're new to this movement, I would not go very heavy, okay? Especially if this is like week 1, week 2, and again, you've never done this exercise. So pick a weight that you feel comfortable with. So let's take our weight here. We're gonna lay on our back. So once I find a comfortable position on my back, I'm then going to extend my arms over my chest. Now I'm gonna take both my dumbbells or soup cans and bring them together. And the first thing I'm gonna do before I actually start the chest fly is actively pull my shoulder blades under me. So pulling them down and pulling my shoulders away from my earlobes. Now, something you'll notice in this position is you might notice that your ribs are gonna wanna flare out a little bit. Now for this specific exercise, I'm gonna say that you're allowed to do this as long as you feel pain-free. So in this specific movement, you're gonna have some space in that low back. That is very much okay. This is like one of the few exercises where I'm like, you want a rib flare? Go ahead and be a rib flarer for this movement. Let's take our weight again, hovering over top of the chest, pulling the shoulder blades under you and bearing a nice proud chest. Now, keeping a slight bend in my elbow, I'm gonna slowly open up my arms. So slow, slow, slow. Keep that slight bend at all times. I'm gonna make contact with my upper arm on the floor. Now I wanna make sure that my elbow is not falling higher than my shoulders. So right now my elbow is falling just below my shoulders. I wanna make sure that it's not all the way up here. Another thing I'm making sure of is I'm keeping those shoulder blades pulled down, keeping that back nice and active. And then as I bring the dumbbells back together, I'm gonna focus on squeezing my chest muscles back together. And then I'm gonna repeat, slowly opening up here. Keep a slight bend in that elbow, touch the upper arm, down to the floor, squeezing the chest muscles together. So whenever we're going fast with this exercise, we're feeling a nice stretch through that chest muscle. That's really good. Now we're contracting the chest muscles as we bring these dumbbells back together. Good, so inhaling as we come down here and exhaling as we bring those dumbbells back together. Now, super common thing that people like to do, especially those of you that are newer to strength movements, is not paying attention enough to the shoulder blades. So sometimes as people bring the dumbbells together, they want to bring their shoulders up and just relax here. I want you to keep those shoulder blades active and pulled down at all times. That's going to help keep a nice proud chest as you do this exercise. So shoulder blades stay in contact with the floor at all times. Touch and up. Squeeze those chest muscles together. Touch and together. Good. Make sure as we come down here, we're not allowing the forearm to fall down to the floor. We're keeping that slight bend in the elbow, and we don't want the forearm touching the floor. So slight touch of the upper arm, and then dumbbells back together. Good. So that's our set number one. Now we're going to take a nice rest here, shaking the arms out. Feel free to take a sip of water right now. Remember that we can rest anywhere from 1 minute up to 3 minutes. It's really like a personal preference, whatever feels best for your body. If you want to take a longer rest, of course, always pause the video, take a rest, and then resume when you feel ready. But just for the sake of this video and just keeping things moving, I am going to take minimal rest time in between. So let's do this. Round number 2 of the dumbbell chest fly. And so let's lay on our back, pulling those shoulder blades under us, dumbbells together, nice proud chest. Remember, shoulder blades are being pulled down as we do this. Slight bend in the elbow. We're coming down, touching the upper arm down to the floor, and then bringing the dumbbells back together. So slowly opening up here, touch, and back together, my friends. Good. Slow and steady for this exercise. Okay, we're not rushing through this. Slower and increasing the time under tension is better for building strength anyway. I also just like going slow because it gives you a chance to create that mind-body connection and just develop some more body awareness. Inhaling as we come down, touch, dumbbells back together, squeeze the chest muscles. Remember, we're keeping those shoulders away from the ears. So actively pulling those shoulder blades down. Slowly opening up there, touch, and back together. Good. Bring those dumbbells down. Let's take a rest. Nicely done there, my friends. Good. Let's take a sip of water, do what we got to do, and then we have our third round. All right, maybe feeling some, our biceps are being loaded as we do this exercise. So we might be feeling this in our arms a bit and in the forearms, also within the chest and kind of in and around the armpits. All very good places where we should be feeling it. All right. Remember, if you need to rest longer, pause the video. It's very much okay to rest up to 3 minutes if you need to. And we are gonna go for round number 3 of the dumbbell chest fly. So pulling those shoulder blades under me, slight bend in the elbow, dumbbells are hovering over top of my chest. Let's slowly open up here, touching the upper arm down to the floor. Bringing the dumbbells back together. Slowly opening, touch, and back together. Slow and steady, my friends, always. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Actively pulling those shoulder blades down and slightly together. Good. And remember, it's okay to have that space in that low back. Keeping a nice proud chest. And remember, as we bring those dumbbells together, squeeze your chest muscles together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Creating that mind-body connection. Feel free to close your eyes and really visualize those muscles squeezing together. Okay, it can be really, really helpful when we're trying to build strength, creating that mind-body connection. So actually visualizing the muscles contract. I know it sounds a bit woo-woo, but I promise you there is scientific evidence that this is true. Good, sitting into that nice chest stretch here at the bottom. Exhaling as I bring those dumbbells back together. Squeeze, and let's do one more. I apologize if my counting is slightly off. Good. Let's bring those dumbbells down and let's take a rest. So as we get more comfortable with this movement, you guys, you can always add weight to this. Okay, feel free to do that weekly if you feel comfortable with that. But we always want to make sure we have good form when we do an exercise. So if we feel our form starting to break down, then drop down the weight. Anyway, really good job. Nice work. Now we're going to move into our eccentric shoulder press. So eccentric is the lowering phase of any exercise. For this specific exercise, we're going to make sure we have a nice slow eccentric contraction. So we're going to go extra slow on the way down to increase our time under tension, which is going to help us get stronger at a faster rate. So let's grab our dumbbells. Make sure you pick a weight that you are comfortable lifting over top of your head. You are going to sit down on your chair and you're going to have your feet flat on the ground. Make sure we're sitting nice and tall when we do this exercise. Bring those dumbbells up into a front rack position. And let's press those dumbbells up over our head and then slowly come down. Okay, working on that slow eccentric phase. And then press up, normal speed, and slow on the way down. Make sure we have lots of control as we do this. Press up, exhale, and slow on the way down. Press up, and slow on the way down. Good. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Feet stay flat on the ground the whole time we do this, and we're sitting nice and tall, keeping the ribs stacked over top of our body. Slow on the way down. Good. Let's do 2 more. Up and down. More. Up and slow on the way down, my friends. Nicely done. Whew. Okay, shake it out. Taking a sip of water. Now this exercise is awesome because it helps build shoulder strength. And again, that slow eccentric phase of the lift really emphasizing the really slow lowering phase is just going to help us get strong at a much faster rate. So big fan of eccentric or slow eccentric phases of really any exercise. They're an awesome way to get strong. And yeah, just big fan. Okay, round number 2, let's take our dumbbells, bring them up to our front rack position, which is also known, or just also up at shoulder height. And then we're gonna press those dumbbells up over our head, slowly coming down, just above shoulder height. Stop there, press back up, and slow on the way down. Really trying to control that eccentric phase. Slow, slow, slow. Good. We can go fast on the way up, slow on the way down. If it feels better to just go slow through the whole movement, then you're obviously more than welcome to do that as well. Basically, the slower we go through this movement, it's just going to be harder because that's increasing your time under tension. In the end, it's going to be a really good thing because remember, time under tension is our best friend when we're trying to get strong. And one more. Slow, slow, slow on the way down. All right, take a rest there, my friends. Shake it out. Taking some deep breaths. Stretching out that neck. Doing awesome. Got one more round to go. We can do this. All right, as per usual, if you want to rest longer, pause the video, rest up to 3 minutes, and resume when you feel ready. Let's take our dumbbells, front rack position, and pressing up over our head and back down, slow and steady. Slow and controlled on the way down. Exhaling at the top, inhaling on the way down. Two more. Got this. And last one. Nicely done. Okay, take a rest, you guys. And that is our eccentric shoulder press. Nicely done. If you feel like you've learned something today, I would so appreciate if you could like and subscribe to this channel, because if the demand is out there, I will keep making these educational videos for folks like you who are getting top surgery or recovering from top surgery. If you enjoyed the content that you saw today, I also have a pre-top surgery program that is intended to help get you strong before gender-affirming top surgery. You're going to see exercises like we just reviewed today in it. There's also going to be some mobility in it. Basically, it's a strength and mobility program that is 8 weeks long, and it will help you feel prepared physically and mentally before your surgery. Again, check it out in the description below. Also have a pre-top surgery ebook that you should check out in the description below because, well, who doesn't love a free resource? I know I love a free resource, and I can imagine that other people feel the same as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.